Hey guys, welcome out to the Pod of War channel. I am EOF Gizmo, and today I'm joined by no one because we're not doing a podcast today. I'm doing something else, as you can see from the title of the video. So let's get my giant face off the screen now, shall we? There we go. So what is today's video about? Well, today's video is about my trophies. So before we get started, I'm going to do the YouTuber thing. If you want to drop a like and subscribe on the channel, it will help massively, and we can know if you want to see more videos like this one. So I'm going to start this video off by saying I'm not a trophy hunter, not at the moment anyway. So if you're coming to this video for you want to see the cool games that the trophy hunters play, this isn't one of those videos. But what this video is like a moment in time, I guess, because I want to start completing more games. Want to start just play my backlog more. So I wanted to see where I am at on the PlayStation. Why the PlayStation? I just like platinum trophies more than I like 100% on Xbox. I know that's going to upset Craig, so I'm sorry, Craig, but it's just true. So before we get started, where am I at today? Then today is the 17th of April 2021. I am level 304. I have 2,361 trophies, and that is 25 platinum trophies. So that, at the moment, I've played 186 games. I've got 28.8 completion, and yeah, 31,731 in the UK. That's got to improve. So for sort of this cool bit on the side, we'll go through the games. We'll look at these cool random stuff. So my rarest trophies, amazingly and hilariously, are 3 very easy 2010 FIFA World Cup trophies, which, if my memory serves me for, are just playing as bad teams in that game. So that's fun times on the PS3. Sequence Breaker on SteamWorld Dig. What's that? Destroy 2 generators before an Invectron. I don't think that's a difficult trophy, so okay. And a Dirt 3 trophy for completing a game of Invasion without any negative points. So okay then. So milestones, as you're about to see from these milestones, I do like a cheeky trophy, cheeky, easy platinum trophy. Not as much as Chris, but there is some in here. So my first trophy 11 years ago, which is depressing, is Back in the Saddle, which is the first level of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. First platinum, Tales of the Borderlands. I'm going to talk about the games when we do this side, but it's a fun game. My 1,000th trophy is for Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Yeah, boy. My Elite trophy is for Trivial Pursuit. 10th platinum, Spyro the Dragon. Great game. And then we got some dirt stuff up here. Latest platinum, fastest, all that good stuff. So let's get down here. So I'm ordering it by percentage because I think we'll start by talking about the games I've played once and if I would go back to them, and then we'll end on the platinums and stuff. So right at the bottom, where it belongs to be, The Last of Us Remastered. So I've tried a couple of times with The Last of Us. I got 1 trophy. It's not a very great game for trophies anyway. I think there's not many beat the game trophies. It's very specific trophies, and I think multiplayer trophies, I'm not sure with this version. I just didn't like it, guys. I'm sorry. Story's cool, I guess, but the gameplay is just not fun. And it's one of those weird things, there's rumors of a remake now, a remaster, I suppose a remake. And I think it probably does need it. As someone who doesn't like the Last of Us game, I think it could probably need it, but hey ho. Next on the list is Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, which, sort of trivia for you, is the anime game that Craig has actually finished, which is funny. I will definitely get back to this. This is just one of those things. It's actually my girlfriend's game, and I think she loaded it up on my account once last year or the year before, and I have never played it. So I will definitely get to that. I will definitely bump up my completionist percentage there. Killzone Shadowfall I played in the 1st of January 2018. I have no recollection of playing that game. I do own it. I think it came with my console, but I've not played it. So that's another one I could probably go back to. It's got a 1.69% platinum, so I won't be platining it at all. Bloodborne. Beat the Cleric Beast and decided it wasn't for me. I've talked on the podcast before about my dislike of the Souls games. I actually liked what I played of Bloodborne. I think I played 10 hours. It was the same section of the game because I'm rubbish at it. So yeah, I might go back to it. I'm definitely not going to platinum it. I'm not going to make that promise on here. But there we go. Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition. So true story. Interesting story on the previous incarnation of the Pod of War podcast that me and Chris did in 2017. This was one of the games for the Versus series we did, where we would play games against each other, which I won, for the record. If you ever need to watch the videos, I won. So this is actually Chris's game, and I just logged into his PlayStation to play it. So unfortunately, as a result of that, I have a trophy. I think they gave this away for free, so I do own it. I wouldn't mind playing the story mode because it's Mortal Kombat, and I'm good at Mortal Kombat, and the story mode is actually pretty sick. So cool. Rainbow Moon for all the consoles. This is a game I reviewed for Nintendo, but it was a pre-release copy of the game. So I don't think, because I finished it, so I don't think it like popped many trophies at all. And then when I loaded it up again to like start again, I got 1 trophy. So I might go back to it. It was okay. I think I gave it like a 7 maybe when I reviewed it for Nintendo. So okay, it's an okay game. You're gonna notice a pattern here with me getting 1 trophy. Craig is literally spinning in his metaphorical grave for this, by the way. And if I do this for Xbox, he'll hate it even more. Disgaea 3: Absence of Attention is the Game of the Year edition of Disgaea 3 on the Vita. I do own it, started it, liked it, just never got back to it. So I will maybe, again, lots of long games coming, so it was okay. My friend Pete really likes Disgaea. I thought it was okay. It's an okay game. It's a strategy RPG. Speaking of which, another strategy RPG, Lost Dimension, again, another game I reviewed pre-release on the Vita. So I need to play it again to get the trophies to pop. Really good. It's one of those games. I imagine it's pretty hard to get a physical copy of that now, and obviously with them shutting the Vita store down in a couple of months, I would recommend it. It's pretty good. It's got a pretty interesting story premise, and it's pretty fun. Next, 1 trophy game, The Banner Saga, another strategy RPG. So the story with this one is I actually bought it. I remember buying it for about £3 in a sale, because at the time, this is in 2017, they had announced that there was going to be a Vita port of this. I think in the end Sony was supposed to publish it, and then it just quietly went away. So I bought it to play on Vita, and I sort of started just to make sure I'd like it. And then that's it. I've never gone back to it. It's been 4 years, and I've not played it. It's one of those that I always like the look of it, and I might go back to it, but yeah. God damn it. But yeah, they did announce a Vita version. Never came to it, that's why. Psychonauts. So this, I remember playing this on the 9th of December. My girlfriend was going to like a works Christmas party, and I just wanted a game to play, and I was like, I'll download Psychonauts. And it's unfortunately the PS2 version of the game, which isn't great, and I just never gone back to it. I kind of think I would like to go back to it for before Psychonauts 2 comes out, but I'm just hoping they put the Steam version on Game Pass, to be honest with you. So who knows. Next up, we've got Lego Lord of the Rings on the Vita. Again, don't remember playing this. I played this last year, so I must have picked it up. I have it physically, so that's probably why. But again, I haven't played it really, so I have nothing to say. Grand Theft Auto 3, I made a huge mistake here. I don't know if you guys have done this with games. You see a sale, and especially for nostalgic games, you go, yeah, I want to play that. And then you actually play it, and you're like, oh god, it's been 20 years, and this is one of those. I played like 2 hours the end of last year, and I got to one mission where the controls were so bad I was like, I need to stop. So it's a shame, because it's it's a small, I don't know if it's a spoiler. We're talking about our top 25 games on the podcast this weekend, and Vice City's on there. 3 is aged far worse, so I can't see me going back to 3. Operation Abyss New Tokyo Legacy on the Vita, 2015. This is another review game. It's a first-person dungeon crawler. Again, trophies need to be repopped, so I need to play the game again, because I usually play these games on another account, sort of linked to my Sabbath Templars account, and then again, we haven't reviewed for years, but then I would go back and then like, I want to start it for the trophies, and I never do. I don't know why I ever kid myself into doing it, but yeah, it's another one. It's okay. I think there's another one of those games coming up, but these games are pretty okay. They're on Vita. Vita store's dying soon, so if you want it, check it out. Next up, Borderlands 2. So this is specifically the Vita version. This came with my Vita when I bought my second Vita. When I bought my Vita Slim in the place that I used to work, the game that came with it was Borderlands 2. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, I played some of Borderlands 1 back in the day on my what's it called, on my 360, and I was like, it's all right, and I never really played Borderlands 2, so I got it with my Vita, and I enjoyed it. It just ran terribly on Vita, like unbearably bad. It was like 16 frames a second. I was like, nah, I can't do this. So if I'm gonna play Borderlands 2, I will play it on PS5 now. But yeah, on Vita it was okay. Fallout 3, 3 trophies apparently in October 2010. Another thing I do not remember doing. I was at university here, so I probably borrowed this off probably Pete, and then played it once and then didn't like it, gave it back. I don't remember playing it, so I've got a weird relationship with the Fallout games because I played the first 1 and 2 on the PC back in the day when I was a kid, because I'm old, and I've never really got on with the newer ones. I haven't played New Vegas and I haven't played 4. I have actually played 76, which was pretty boring, but again, I will get to it eventually. Probably not. Probably won't get to it. Another classic coming up here, Magic the Gathering Jewels of the Planeswalkers. So this is one of those Magic the Gathering games that you can do like a tutorial to learn how to play the game, and that's exactly why I played it. I played it for like 10 minutes to learn how to play Magic, and that was that. I think it was free as well at the time. So 1.69% completion, no platinum, so brutal. Oh, my throat's going to go for this, isn't it? Dungeon Hunter Alliance. So Dungeon Hunter Alliance is a I Wish I Was Diablo game on the Vita. Another one I got with my console, or in like a bundle for something or other in July 2016. Played it once. It is probably one of the most average games I've ever played. I could go back to it to get more trophies. I probably won't, to be honest. So next up is the first real shame of mine. Uncharted The Lost Legacy. So I've actually not finished Uncharted The Lost Legacy. And I like the Uncharted games. So why didn't I? So the reason is, and there's actually quite a few games on this list that I'm going to say the same story for. By the end of my PS4, it was so loud and unbearable to play that I just didn't want to play games on it. And so Uncharted Lost Legacy is one of those games that I just put in once. It was so loud that I was like, I'm not playing this in this condition, because you got to remember as well, when you live in like a little flat, like it's not very soundproof, and the thing echoed. Like, wake my girlfriend up in the other room, and it was like, no, I can't do this. I'll wait till I get a PS5, and I have a PS5 now, so I will definitely play this game. Will I platinum it? Maybe. It's not that long, so if I was going to get one of the Uncharted platinums, it'd probably be that. I just don't like hard mode platinums, hard mode trophies and speedrun trophies. So I'd have to really push myself, I think. But I could do it. I think it's supposed to be a pretty good game. So next up, Kid Trip on the Vita. This is just one of those happy little platformer games. It's actually quite difficult, which is why I only have 2 trophies. But I played it quite a bit. It's okay. It's okay. I think it's on everything. It's on Switch. I think it's on PS4 and stuff now. So The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Another shame on my account. So I picked this game up physically on Vita. On a bit of a whim, after I'd completed Persona 4 Golden, because I was told it was quite similar, and I played it for like 5 hours, got a couple of trophies, but it's like, well, it's one of those things when you've just finished an RPG and you immediately try and play a similar RPG afterwards, it just doesn't, it never clicks for me, because I'm so invested in Persona 4. I'm like, I'm not connecting to these characters, so I put it down. I actually sold the copy, which I really regret, because it's obviously now the Vita store's closing down. They're very expensive on Vita, but it has since been ported to PS4, so I would probably like to pick that up on PS4. But yeah, I'd like to get back to that series because it's really taken off since this game. So I think there's 4 games in this sort of like sub-series, so I would like to get to it at some point. Next up, and a very similar story, is Ys Memories of Celceta. Got it in a sale, started playing it, quite enjoyed it, put it down. I'm terrible for it. I'm not quite as bad as Chris, which is what I keep telling myself. But yeah, I need to get back to that at some point. Here's an interesting one. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. So, my history with the Final Fantasy games is like, I love them up until 10-2. Oh, that's not fair. I love them up to 11. I played 11 quite a lot on 360. And then I didn't play 12 originally because the 360 was out. So I was already playing Gears of War and Halo. I wasn't interested in turning on my PS2. So, a couple years ago, I did pick up The Zodiac Age, the remaster they put out. And I started it, and I don't know what to think about it, because it's a beautiful game. I mean, the art style's weird, but it's a nice looking game. It's got a really interesting story, actually. I think it has the best opening to a Final Fantasy, in my opinion. You could argue 7. You really could argue 7. But the opening cinematic for 12 is actually really cool. It's very Star Warsy, almost. And I just found the combat to be very strange. I think it's one of those games, if I sat down for like 5 or 6 hours to sort of get my head around the weird, like, almost program language system you have for setting your characters like roles up and stuff, then I might like it. But right now, it's another massive JRPG on the list, you know. And I've got a lot of these, and we're only starting at 2%. It's going to get worse. Next up, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, specifically the Vita version. I got this in a sale. There is probably not a game series I've tried to get into more than Metal Gear Solid, because everyone tells me how cool it is, and I always watch, like, I think I went for a watching like all the game's cutscenes in like a film, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, but I just can't get over the controls, man. Like, the controls are so weird. Like, you shoot with square and stuff, and it's even worse on Vita because you haven't got the triggers. But yeah, I've tried many times. 6 years ago I played this port. I'm probably not going to go back to it unless I have a moment of madness. What I will go back to, however, is Sackboy: A Big Adventure for the PS5. So I actually played this on my birthday because I got given this game from my lovely girlfriend on my birthday. So I literally played a level because, you know, she bought it for me, and I was like, cool, I will get back to that. So what I'm trying to do at the minute with PS5, and one of the whole reasons I'm doing this video, is I'm trying to beat all of my PS5 games. And so far I've played about 4 PS5 games. 2 are like completed, and then 1 is going to be completed fairly soon. So it's what I want to try and do is at least finish all of my PS5 games. So I've got 3 physical PS5 games. Sackboy is one of them. I will get to it. I don't know if I'll be able to platinum it because there is a lot of multiplayer trophies. So unless Chris gets a PS5 again and then gets this game, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. But we'll see. Next up, Nier Automata, which is a cool game. It's now weirdly one of Craig's favourite games, which is mad to me. It's so crazy to me that Craig, thanks to Game Pass, has come out of his Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed shell, which, I mean, that's not really fair. He's played other games, but it's a cool game for him to play. It's not his normal type of game. As for me, I picked it up physically just before the PS5 came out. I played it on my PS4, and like I said earlier, the PS4 was awful to play on because it was so loud. So I will definitely go back to this, 100%. When? Who knows, but I definitely will. Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. This is one of the games that came with my PS4 when I bought PS4 in the end of August 2015, and this is one of the games I bought with it. I thought this was okay. I played the opening. I have it on Xbox as well, which is probably where I'll end up playing it, but I thought it was okay. I sold my Steelbook copy to Chris like when we were still doing the first version of the show, so I don't have a PS4 version anymore. So unless it is given away or it's in a sale, I probably will not go back to this, which is a shame. But I mean, it's another one of those games kind of similar to Trails of Cold Steel and Persona, like a school days kind of thing, and it was okay. Pro Evolution Soccer 2016. It's just a football game. I must have played it with my brother because I don't remember buying 2016. So Lighthead, I played a couple games with him. So that's why that's on here. And that'll be on my record forever. So Borderlands 3. Another one of the just before PS5 games I picked up on the PS4. I actually really enjoyed what I was playing of it. But then I got the PS4 and I was told there was going to be a PS5 version, which there is. So I'm unlikely to get any more trophies here on the PS4 version of the game, but I will definitely play the PS5 version. As soon as they add crossplay, me and Pete will definitely knock through. I think Craig will probably play it on Xbox then as well, so we'll definitely go back to Borderlands 3. Everyone tells me it's a great series, so I will get back to it. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove. It's a bit of a weird one, actually, because everyone loves Shovel Knight, and I should like Shovel Knight because I like retro games, but it just never clicked for me. I got it when it came out ish on the Vita. Quite enjoyed. They've done this cool thing where they've added all the DLC for free, so that's pretty cool. I would like to get back to it. Will I? Probably not. A game I will go back to, Ghost of Tsushima. Again, another one of my PlayStation was too loud games. I played like 6 hours of this and I loved every second of it. It's a very doable platinum, so I will 100% go back to this. I don't know if I'll be able to play the Legends mode really, because I don't know who else I'll be able to play it with unless Chris gets a PS5. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to Ghost of Tsushima. Everyone tells me it's unreal, and it looks, every time when I played it, I loved it. So the fact that I can play it now at 60 frames a second on my PS5 is really cool. So I will definitely go to that. FIFA 09. I remember this. This was a night in my uni dorms with a friend of mine called Dave Hall. from Toxic Games. And the group of us just played FIFA together. It was on my PlayStation, so it's on my account. I, of course, will not be going back to FIFA 09 on the PS3. But yeah, so that's another one that's just on the account. There's no escaping. Need for Speed. This is 2015 Need for Speed. I played this on EA, on like an EA Play trial, with the intention of getting the platinum, because it's quite a doable platinum. I think I might pick this up again and go back to it, because I've been playing Need for Speed Heat quite a lot recently, and I am enjoying it. So I might jump back into that at some point. That's one is I like to have a racing game on the go, because it's just very therapeutic. So Need for Speed, it's not a very expensive game anymore, so I think it's one of those I probably could do. What I will not do is Knack. So I tried Knack. Knack's been that meme joke, right, since the PS4 launch. So I thought, you know what, I've got a week off, I'm going to try it. Man, it's not great, is it? It's like, it like looks pretty nice, but it is just boring, and it's kind of repetitive, and it's actually kind of hard as well, which is mad. It's nearly impossible platinum now as well, because it's all tied to weird online shit. So yeah, Knack. Haven't played Knack 2. I don't know if it gets better. I'll never find out. Yakuza 0. So we played this on. We used to do a book club, like a gaming book club show on EOF Gizmo channel, and this is one of the games that I played. I played this just after my beloved Sleeping Dogs, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I just couldn't get on with it because, again, very similar games, but they weren't the same. The combat system in this is more of a beat 'em up. In Sleeping Dogs, it's more like Batman. So it just didn't stick with me. My intention is to get to the series, though. I really like the look of Like a Dragon, because it's a turn-based RPG, which I do prefer. But it's not out of the question that I play 0. But yeah. F1 2010. This is one of those. This is a uni game. So I played this and actually Resistance when I got my PS3. And I won't go too much into it, because I think me and Chris will do a PS3 episode at some point. But when I got my PS3, I basically got it because my friends at uni had PS3s, not Xboxes, and wanted to play multiplayer games. So what we would do is we would go into Game Station, God rest it, and there's 4 of us, so we used to get a game, and they're 4 for 20, just buy the same game, and we'd play it on a weekend, and then like trade it in. And F1 2010 and Resistance 2 were 2 of those games. Great fun for multiplayer. Again, I've played the single player. None of the single player for either game. I do own a copy of Resistance 2 now, and I have a PS3, so I would probably want to go back to it. But like, they keep hinting at a Resistance trilogy, and you know, I'd kind of rather play a newer version. And the multiplayer's gone. The multiplayer was really fun. It was quite big matches, if I remember rightly, and it had like PvE elements. But yeah, two fun games. But again, I played them on a weekend for multiplayer. LA Noire. I borrowed this, I think, because I don't remember owning it back then. I own it now because I bought it recently. A really fun game on the PS3. I probably will go to the PS3 version because I have it. And other than playing it on my shiny new console and having better load times, I don't think it's massively improved in its remaster state. So this is one for sure I'd go back to. I thought the platinum was a lot easier than 11%, but I don't know whether it's because a lot of people have played the game. But I wouldn't mind giving it a go. Infamous 1. It's weird to me that I haven't played this as much as I should have, because I love Infamous Second Son. This is the game, so if you remember the dreaded PlayStation hack from 2011, when they came out of it, they gave people free games. This is one of the 2 games I got. I got Infamous and I got Little Big Planet, I believe. So I played it then, and then I didn't have a PS3 for about 7 years, so I haven't gone back to it. I mean, I have a PS3 now. I bought a PS3 about 4 years ago. So I will probably get back to it. I would like to play Infamous 1 and 2, and I've never played 2 at all, so I don't think they're massively long games, so I could probably boost that up. Uno. This is the PS4 version of Uno. There is a PS3 version of Uno, so I must have got more trophies. I don't know why I own Uno on every platform that's ever come out, but I do. And yeah, Uno. It's great stuff. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Here's an interesting game. So there's no platinum. Actually, the next group of games there's no platinums for. This was a Games for Gold, I believe. I don't think I bought it day one for PS4. I think I bought it on Xbox originally. I actually don't mind Ground Zeroes. As I said earlier, I've tried loads of times with Metal Gear Solids, and I just can't seem to get into it. I think if I were to get into it, 5 is probably the game to do it, because it's the best gameplay game. I could definitely go back and get more of these trophies. I have the definitive edition of the game, which gives you this and Phantom Pain, so I could potentially do it. I would not hold any hope for it though, because I'm bad at stuff. Zeo Drifter on the Vita, just a cute little Metroidvania on the Vita. It's actually very short. I think I could probably get more trophies, but it's a fun game, and I recommend it. It's like 80 gigs, like 80 megabytes or something as well, which is crazy. PlanetSide 2, I tried it once with a friend. It was a free-to-play, massively multiplayer shooter, and it's kind of bad. It's got a 0.02% completion, so that's not happening. I think that's literally play the game every day for like 10 years or whatever. But yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it now. I wouldn't have recommended it in 2015, let alone 2021. Asken 2. This was a PlayStation Plus like card puzzle game. Played it once. It was okay. Fat Princess Piece of Cake was a free-to-play Vita game they closed down. I can't even remember what it is. I remember the old Fat Princess, which was like almost like a MOBA. But God knows what this was. But yeah, whatever. Overcooked 1. God. So my girlfriend bought this thinking we could play it in co-op. I think we lasted one level before we wanted to murder each other, which Overcooked does to relationships. So yeah, I will not go back to Overcooked, guys. I'm sorry. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. So I started this recently, a couple of months ago. I will definitely finish the main game. Will I do a platinum run? Probably not, because I don't like playing Call of Duty on Veteran anymore. It's just the campaign mode for Modern Warfare 2, which was the first game I got on my PS3. So that will come up on the list later, I'm sure. WWE 2K16. At the end, don't remember playing this. This might have been a game for a video me and Chris did, to be honest with you. And so it's probably why I've only got a couple trophies. Again, has a ridiculously low 0.69 trophy completion, so that's not happening. But it's a wrestling game. They've been kind of crap for years, I'm afraid. Predator Hunting Grounds. So I bought this last year. How do you describe this game? So it's like, you know, 4 of you are like hunting dudes trying to like achieve missions. You know, Marines or whatever. 1 of you is a predator, and then there's AI. It's okay. Like, it's just, I don't know. It felt very low budget. And it was a Sony exclusive. I think it still is. I think it's on PC, and that's it. And it plays okay. And I imagine with a group of friends it's pretty fun. But again, this was a weekend, and I regretted spending 35 quid on it very quickly, I'm afraid. So, will I go back to it? Probably not. I think this is a pattern you're gonna figure out. MotorStorm Apocalypse. This is a PlayStation Now trial. The game's pretty fun. It's the guys that ended up doing Drive Club and Onrush, and actually Dirt 5, which are what they called Evolution Studios, or they used to be called. And I really like the MotorStorm games. But again, I played this on a weekend to try PlayStation Now back in the day. I think I have a copy on PS3, so I could go back to it. But I know the servers are gone, so I wouldn't be able to complete it. But I wouldn't mind going back to it. Little Big Planet Vita. Got it with my original Vita. It's okay. The Little Big Planet side scrollers are just are really so-so to me. They're not as high quality as like a Mario or something. So, will I go back to it? Probably not. I think there's trophy levels, but the opportunity to do the creator stuff to get the trophies always put me off. So, probably not. Pro Evo 2015. I don't have to dwell on this. This is another football game I played with my brother when I got the console. It was okay. Oh, Call of Duty Classic. So this game tricked me, and it's my own fault. So naive Dave in 2010 presumed that Call of Duty Classic would be Call of Duty Finest Hour, not Call of Duty 1, the PC game, because I completely forgot that 1, the PC game, was a thing. And so I was very disappointed to find that it wasn't Finest Hour, and it's a dated shooter. I actually have this re-downloaded on my PS3 because of the whole PS3 store closing. I mean, who knows? Maybe if I got Pete over and there were some drinks, I could probably get him to complete it for me, but I can't see that happening. Final Fantasy X HD. So Final Fantasy X is one of my favourite games of all time, and I picked this collection up on Vita when it came out, I think. I actually own it on PS4 now as well. I literally did this like a movie you watch to get this trophy, and then I started the game, and then I moved on to something else. I will 100% be playing this soon. I have it installed on my PS5. I've had a real hankering to go back to it. It's quite difficult to platinum because there's a lot of like, well, for want of a better word, there's a lot of bullshit you need to do. So we'll see, but I will definitely get more than 6% of trophies when we come back to this video, this topic in 6 months' time, I will definitely have got more trophies on Final Fantasy X. Next up, Worms Rumble. It was a PS Plus game. I played it once. It was kind of okay, and I will probably never play again. Freedom Wars. Freedom Wars is the last real top quality Vita game. It is basically like futuristic Monster Hunter, and I'm really bad at those games. So I played it for a couple of times. I've tried a couple of times since. Without a group of friends to play it, it's not a game for me, I'm afraid. Kingdom Hearts 2019. So this is the copy of the game my girlfriend has, and I started it because I'd never played it back in the day, which is weird because I was a big Final Fantasy guy and I like Disney, but I never played it back in the day. I ended up playing and completing the first game, which is this one, on Xbox when it came to Xbox last year or the year before. Yeah, it must have been last year. So that's why it's sort of uncompleted on this. I might go back to it and complete it again because it's not a massively long game, and I would like to play the rest, but I'll probably end up playing them on Xbox if I'm honest with you. Grand Theft Auto 5. If I do this video for Xbox, this is the first of 3 times this is going to show up. So I've tried Grand Theft Auto on every console because it's one of those games that whenever you've got friends at work that want to play a game, Grand Theft Auto is a pretty safe one. So I've had that game on 360, I had it on PS4, and I have it now on Xbox One. I've never completed the story. I've never done like half of the story, so I probably should at some point. Will I play the PS4 version? Maybe. Probably not. Wipeout 2048 is a racing game on the Vita. Very difficult game. Very difficult trophies as well. It was a game that came with my original Vita. I have played it actually quite a lot. This doesn't look like I have. I played it like 30-40 hours, but it's just rock solid hard. So 1.2%. I probably won't get any more trophies. I think a lot of the online ones are pretty much duds now as well, which is a shame. But it's a really great game, and it's included in the Omega Collection on PS4, so I highly recommend playing that. Red Dead Redemption 1. Curious game, because I didn't mind it, but again, I just didn't finish it. I mean, I have as you'll probably see from previous and as I go forward, I really struggle with Rockstar games because there's just much of a muchness. But yeah, I enjoyed my time. I think I mostly played the multiplayer on Red Dead Redemption. Then I sold it to my friend Steph. Shout out to Steph, who I believe then platinumed it. I think she did get the platinum in the end, which is a difficult platinum. So fair play to her. But yeah, I didn't. This is while I was at uni as well. So my attention span at uni was very, very short because I was drunk a lot of the time. So yeah, I would like to go back to Red Dead Redemption. I don't think I'd play it on PS3. I'd probably play the backwards compatible version on Xbox, or hopefully they do a remaster at some point. Team Sonic Racing. So my friend Pete actually worked on this game, so shout out to Pete. I picked this up in a sale last year because it came with the figure of Sonic. It was like 10 quid or something, and that's literally the reason I bought it, because I'm sad. I enjoyed what I played of it, but it's nowhere near as good as the previous 2 Sonic Racing games, and it's very similar to a game I reviewed called Trailblazers, where you work as a team and you basically follow each other's trail. And I do feel bad for poor Trailblazers because that game is just eaten up by this, but it came out very close to Crash Team Racing, and it doesn't hold a candle to Crash Team Racing, I'm afraid to say. Sorry, Pete. One Piece Unlimited World Red. I think this is the Musou game on the Vita I got in a sale. I've never watched One Piece. It was way beyond, like, my watching anime when I was a kid was Dragon Ball Z, so this was way after that, I believe. So I have no reference for any of the characters. It was pretty fun. Again, I ain't going to go back to it, am I? Let's be honest. Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. I actually really enjoyed this game. So I started playing this and enjoyed it so much I went out and bought the trilogy on Vita. And I stopped playing this one because I wanted to catch up. I've completed the first game, which we'll get to, and I've started the second game. So I will definitely get back to Thieves in Time. I'd rather play it on PS3, to be honest, but it's one of those PS3 games that's quite expensive now, and it's only going to go up. So, but yeah, I'll probably play the Vita version. There's no reason why not to. MLB The Show 2019 was a PS Plus game. I did one match, and that warranted a gold trophy. So, cool. GTA 4, another Rockstar game that I didn't complete or finish or do anything of substance. Again, I've bought it many times. I really like the story as well. I just can never bring myself. I don't think the gameplay loop is so good that I want to finish it, and that remains true with Grand Theft Auto 4. I do own a copy, so maybe I could go back to it. But yeah, probably not. Level 22 is a indie stealth game I reviewed for Nintendo. I really enjoyed it. Actually, I reviewed it very highly. Like, I reviewed it like a 9 or something. It's pretty good. Like, all I need to do for this is basically collectibles. It's not too difficult. There's no platinum. I think that's why I didn't bother. But it's a really fun little stealth game. Again, before the Vita store closes, I think it is on PS4 and PS3. It's a fun little stealth game. It's worth like under a tenner really now, but I think it's pretty fun. Helldivers was a PS Plus game. It's like a top-down twin stick shooter. It's like an online multiplayer thing. It's really funny. It kind of gives you Starship Trooper vibes. And I did enjoy it, but not enough to play lots. It's a very notoriously difficult platinum, so I think this again is not indicative for how much I played. I think I played quite a bit, and this is kind of all you get. Next up, God of War 1 on the Vita. I got the collection in May 2016. Got to kind of a point and then I got stuck, I think, because it's kind of hard on the little screen. This is cross-buy, so I do have it on PS3, and I'll probably play it on PS3. I think it is installed on my PS3, and I have all of those games to play, so I will get to this eventually. This is the Vita version, by the way. It's not the PS4 version. World of Final Fantasy. Again, another game on the Vita. It's like Final Fantasy meets Pokemon in a kind of weird way. It's really cute and it's really fun, and I don't know why I haven't finished it, because I'm a bad person probably, but I will 100% get back to this. I would like to get the PS4 version eventually, because I have a guide and everything that I bought when I bought the Vita version, but I'll definitely get back to that. Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, I can't believe I played Rainbow Six Siege as much as I did back in the day. So I bought it like roughly launch because one of my friends was very excited for it, and he still plays it now, and I dropped off because it's a very high skill game, and I'm not very skilled at shooters, or any game but shooters, so I won't be going back to that. Odin Sphere Cliff Racer, another game that I reviewed for Nintendo. Real hidden gem. I had no idea what this game was. I had heard of Vanillaware because I think they did Dragon's Crown, and was blown away by this game and the characters and the combat and stuff. So I'm definitely going to go back to this at some point. Again, I reviewed it, so this isn't really all my trophies. I have to restart it afterwards. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really cool game. I imagine it's going to be very expensive to get on Vita now. So if you can get it on PS4, I would really highly recommend it. It's originally a PS2 game, I believe. PES 2020. It's a football game. Played it for a bit. End of. Civ Rev 2 Plus. So this was like peak when me and Chris were doing Pod of War first time round, and so I would buy every Vita game basically to support the platform, which is stupid. You shouldn't do that. You should just buy the games you want. But anyway, this and XCOM Enemy Unknown came out around the same time. I preferred XCOM to this. It was okay. I didn't really know what I was doing. I think Chris was the other way around. Chris was much more into this than XCOM. But yeah, there's newer and better versions of Civ. It obviously runs terribly on Vita. But yeah, if there's no other way to play Civ, you can get it on Vita. Drive Club. So me and my friend Damon played this quite a lot. This is hilarious to me. There's so much DLC that it's pushed my completion up to 10%, even though I've played the game quite a bit. I think of just the base game on like 45%, but it's, this is what happens. The servers are down, so it's not really an attainable platinum at the moment, I don't think. It's an underrated game. I think you can get it on disc for like a couple of pounds. It's probably worth it, but obviously they've taken everything down from the store. There's no DLC now. You can't get that, so it is what it is. Next up is Dirt 5. So as we'll get to later, I actually platinumed Dirt 5 on PS4. It was the last game I played on my PS4 before I got my PS5. And I then went on to the Xbox when it came to Game Pass and got the 100% gamer score on that as well. I will definitely do it again on PS5. They've had a DLC which makes the 100% more difficult because I don't have the DLC. But yeah, as I've talked on the podcast, I actually think it's worse on PS5 because first of all, the trophies were buggy to begin with, and secondly, the controller is distracting. But I will push through and I will get to that game. That's probably one of the next games I will platinum. Motorstorm RC is a top-down racer on the Vita. This was one of the games that came for free with my Vita, but I didn't play it for years. I literally redeemed it and then didn't play it. It's okay. This is about as much as I'll play of it. I played it like an afternoon, maybe two, and that is what it is. Base Persona 5. So this is one of those, if you watched Pod of War since its inception, you'll know that me and Chris were so excited for this game, and then it came out during a podcast, if I remember rightly, and I started it, and I was enjoying it, but it wasn't Persona 4, and that's its big crime, which sounds stupid, and it is stupid, but it's not Persona 4, and I just can't seem to get it. I have actually since picked up Persona 5 Royal, which I got a bit further in, so if I can stick to that, I'll probably get it done. I think there is a problem that I had with Persona 5 Royal, and I will talk about it when I get to it on the list, but yeah, base Persona 5, I still have it. I'm probably not going to get back to it. God of War Chains of Olympus. This is from the Origins collection that I borrowed off my friend Pete. So I will not... I very rarely see this game even on eBay. It comes with Ghosts of Sparta, like redone for PS3. So I will almost certainly not play any more of it. It's a really fun game. If you can get it on PSP or on PS3, it's good. God of War Remastered. I played this on Chris's PlayStation for a podcast. If you go on to Pod of War on my channel, there is like 2 episodes where we play God of War while we're chatting. Because we used to play a game while we're chatting because we thought that was good. It was shit. It was a really bad idea, but that's why that's on here. I could probably pick this up at some point. I think it might be free on the PS Plus collection. I'm not sure. God of War 3 is a great game, so to play it on PS4, it's not too bad a platinum either. So. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves is the PS3 version of Uncharted 2. I enjoyed Uncharted 2. I just never finished it on PS3. I have since finished it on PS4. I really struggle to get like the platinums of the Uncharted games because I just don't like doing the hard mode and the speed run. So, will I play it on PS3 again? Probably not. Final Fantasy 13. I've talked about this on the podcast before, so I won't dwell on it too much. I've tried many times. I'm actually currently playing it on Xbox Series S, and that'll be where I get it. That'll be where I finish it. If I finish it, I will probably not finish it on PS3. There's the first Fat Princess, which was the MOBA. Madden NFL 20 was an afternoon, I think, just before or just after WrestleMania last year, and I had an EA Play Pass, so I just sat there and played Madden while watching wrestling. So yeah, that's that. Downwell. Now, Downwell is a Vita PS4 game where it's like a retro game made by a Japanese developer, which is interesting because it's not usually one of those things. It's one of those Vita games you could turn it sideways, which is cool. Rock solid hard game. So my 11% is actually pretty decent. That's why it's a B rank. But I can't see me completing it. It's one of those games that I load up on my Vita all the time, and I'm just not that good. Uncharted Drake's Fortune, similar story to the second game. I had it on PS3. This is actually my friend Damon's playthrough because I didn't really play it, and he borrowed my PS3 to play it, and I just haven't gone back to it. I have, again, since finished it on PS4, but I probably won't, unless I have a really interesting week, do a PS3 playthrough. Destruction All-Stars on the PS5. Again, this is a PS Plus game. It's a multiplayer only game, so getting the platinum is difficult, but it's okay. So next up, Gravity Rush on the Vita. Again, enjoyed it on Vita to support the platform. I have since played it on PS4. Mod Nation Racers, played it at uni. It's basically Little Big Planet karting before there was Little Big Planet karting, and it's pretty fun. Again, notoriously difficult platinum because you have to like make lots of stuff and get people to play it. But I enjoyed what I played of it. Crash 1 in the Insane trilogy. This is the one I actually haven't finished. Crash 1. The other two I've finished, quote unquote, the main game, but I will get back to this soon. I have it on PS5 installed, so I want to get through this before I get to Crash 4. Little Deviants, again, one of those games that came with my Vita. It's a little mini game collection. It is okay. The Jackbox Party Pack, the most played game at parties. I know, pun intended. I have since got the Switch version of this game because it's easier to move the Switch around than this, so I'll probably get any more trophies. Really fun game. If you're in lockdown, you want something to play with your friends, this is a hilarious way to play if you like Discord. Killzone 3, one of my favourite series, but I'm notoriously bad for finishing the games, or any game, as you can see. But most of these trophies are actually multiplayer trophies. I have the collector's edition of this game. I've shown it in episodes before. I still own it. I would rather they remade it, but I could go back to it if I have a kick. I mean, I enjoy Mercenary a bit more, but I could probably go back to 3. Uncharted Golden Abyss. What might have been. So this is Ben Studios' Uncharted game on the Vita. I enjoyed it. Pretty fun playthrough. Some really dodgy achievements, some really dodgy trophies. But my one playthrough is suffice, to be honest. Monster Hunter World, 15%. Yeah, like so. This is the like 6 months that Craig had a PS4, and so I bought Monster Hunter on this instead of getting it on Xbox, which was a big mistake because now you can't transfer my save. I am always okay with the Monster Hunter games. I never ever get into them deeply. I think I put about 20 hours into this, and that will really be that. I mean, the DLC is supposed to be good, but that's not what I'm going to be doing. Back to the Future, the game is a Telltale game. I played it once. I still own it. Would like to go back to it. It's not too difficult to platinum because it's a Telltale game, but yeah, who knows. Welcome Park is literally the like welcoming game to the Vita. I really should have all the trophies, but I don't think I could. I played it more than the day I got it. Sonic Adventure 1 on the PS3, one of my favourite games of all time, and I mean it. Again, very difficult to 100%. Because there's some like ridiculous trophies, but yeah, fun game. I like it. No one else does. Let's move on. The Medieval remaster. So this came out a couple of years ago. It's quite fun actually. It's kind of creepy in like a fun cartoony kind of way, and I would recommend it actually. It unfortunately it plays like the PS1 game, so if you've got no tolerance for PS1 games, give it a miss. But yeah, I should probably get back to it. It's just one of those games. I played it when it came out. It didn't hook me enough to stop the next game that came out, which is one of the reasons I'm doing this video, is because I want to, like, from this, go and play more of my games that I have in my backlog instead of just playing a game for 10 minutes and buying a new game, which is what, as you can see from this section, in the previous, like, 40 minutes, is pretty much what I do with games. Tabletop Racing was a PS Plus game I played for, like, a couple of weekends with some friends. It's okay. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Really good game, really bad trophy list if you just want to play the game. Fantastic game. If you own a PS4 or a PS5, you should have played this by now. If you haven't, get on it. Sly 2: Band of Thieves. As I said earlier, I've been playing through the Sly game slowly. I will definitely complete this game. I will probably complete it on Vita and then complete it on PS3 as well, if I'm honest. XCOM and Unknown Plus, we talked about it earlier. It's the Vita port, runs badly. Really fun game though. Notoriously difficult platinum. Digimon Cyber Sleuth. So this is a weird one. I actually had it on PS4 for when it came out. I played it for like a month and then I sold it, but I didn't upload my save. It's cross save, but I didn't upload the save. So I have since bought it on Vita, which means I have to start again. So I have started again up to about the same sort of place. As with all my Vita games, I could go back to it, but we won't hold any hope. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Played this in a week when I was at uni. Fun ass Star Wars game, really underrated. Probably never play it again, but it was okay. Bastion, great indie game. Played it through on my Vita. Really thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. Could do a second playthrough, probably at some point. But again, really recommend this game on any platform. It's on pretty much every platform, but I would recommend it for any platform, 100%. AC2. This is from the Ezio collection. I picked this up last year in a sale. Started it, quite enjoyed it, but it's it's an Ubisoft game. It's just go here, go there, and do dots. We'll probably get back to them because I would like to play the rest of the Ezio collection. So, by virtue of completing the game, you basically get the platinum. So, I imagine that's one I will aim for. Dirt 3, love the Dirt games. This is one this came out around about, or when I got it was around about when the hack happened, and so that kind of took a lot of my momentum for the game because I was going to play it online, and so I think I sold it pretty close to after I bought it. I think I bought it for 40 quid, and at the time money was tight, so I sold it on for £40 and never went back to it on PlayStation. I did complete it on Xbox. I may go back to it. I think there's online trophies, so I think a platinum is out of the question here, but a great game. All the Dirt games are great games. Overwatch Origins Edition. I played Overwatch I think when it came out on PS4 with my friend who I played Siege with. And again, I played it for 20-30 hours, dropped off. I'm not one for those type of games, so I probably won't go back to it. SteamWorld Heist, one of my favourite Vita games. Really frustrated with this, actually. I should have more trophies. So I pretty much played the whole game on like normal or hard, and then had to drop down to easy for the final boss because it kicked my ass. I would like to replay it. It seems like a difficult platinum, so that's out of the question. But a really great game. It's a really great series if you haven't played them before. We need to start powering through these, I think. Brutal Legend, weird ass hack and slash RTS from the guys at Double Fine. I enjoyed it, played it through, completed the main game. This is what you get unless you do all the collectibles and the online. The online was like notoriously hard to get a game, so but it was a fun game. Little Big Planet, as I said earlier, I got it with my welcome back thing from the hack. Okay game, never really clicked with me, the Little Big Planet games. I think Sackboy is the one that's going to click with me really because it's like a 3D platformer, but it's okay. Arkham Asylum, played it last year during lockdown on a week off. Got to a point and just stopped because I'm a really bad person, but it's one of those games. Tearaway Unfolded, pretty fun game. My girlfriend bought this for me way back when actually, and yeah, I got quite far because I've got an A rank, but it's quite hard to get the trophies. The trophies, a lot of like draw this and take a photo of that trophies, but I might get back to it again. I have it physically, so who knows. Uncharted 1 and 2 are from the remaster. I just finished both games on normal, and that's that. I won't go back to them. I just don't enjoy the hard mode. Crazy Taxi, which is a PSN version of Crazy Taxi that I got 5 of the 20 trophies for, or 12 trophies for, sorry. Yeah, it's Crazy Taxi without the soundtrack and the sponsorship, so you can't go to fucking Gap or whatever. Tales from Space, Mutant Blobs Attack is one of the games from the fantastic people at Drinkbox. I've been playing this off and on my Vita for the last sort of like year, so I will get some more trophies I suspect for this, but it's a really fun little game, and I'd recommend it if you have the Vita. Persona 5 Royal. So as we talked about earlier, I played Persona 5 a little bit, and then I picked up Royal beginning of this year, and I've been slowly plodding through it. Now the problem I have with it is I decided I wanted the platinum, and so I've basically been following a guide, and that is a really rubbish way to play that game, so I'm going to stop following the guide and just play the game and see what happens. If I get close to the platinum, I get close. What I'm planning to do is just make a lot of different saves, so if I want to go for the platinum and I've missed like one trophy after I finish the game, I can just do that. But definitely this is on my backlog list that we talked about on one of the first episodes of this year, so I will definitely do it just to prove Craig wrong. Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time, one of the best 3D platformers / 3D shooters on the PS3. This is one of those games I think I played up until I had to sell my PS3, so I was very hard up for money at the time, and so my PS3 was worth more than my Xbox, so I sold the PS3, so I don't think I finished it. I do own a PS3 and the game now, so I will probably have to go back to, and I have to replay most of the game, but if I can't afford to buy a Rift Apart in July or whatever, in June, then I may go back and play A Crack in Time. Infamous First Light, I played on a New Year's Eve once, just because. Really great game, very doable platinum, so I could probably go back to it. But yeah, it's a little spin-off game, and it's pretty good. Which is also like Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a spin-off game that's pretty good. I'm currently playing through the PS4 Spider-Man game to try and get through to get the platinum for that. When I've got the platinum for that, I will go and get the platinum for this. I finished the main game. It took about 6 hours. Really fun game. Gameplay's probably better. It's just a smaller game. Frobisher says, this is the stupidest game that I played on Vita, and I love it. It's just a stupid little mini game, like WarioWare type of game. My girlfriend loved it. She was like, it was like her favourite Vita game. And yeah, kind of difficult trophies because they're all luck based, but it's a fun stuff. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, my favourite Uncharted game, which I know people think is weird, but I prefer it to 2 and 4 especially. So I finished the main game. I think I did it on normal. I think I even did it on easy in the end. I might replay that, but who knows? There's just so many games on this list that to replay that I can't commit. Urban Trial Freestyle is Trials Light on the Vita. Enjoyed it. Used to play it on train rides. It's pretty fun. Sonic 4 Episode 1 is terrible, and I don't want to talk about it. Killzone Mercenary, arguably the best Killzone game. This is the Vita version of the game. Hard as ass platinum, it's a shame, but the main campaign is pretty cool and everything links in together. I still play the multiplayer quite a bit. There's still quite a community, and I've been sort of plugging away at those trophies. Won't be able to platinum it, I'll just be realistic with that, but it's a game I will keep playing because it's fun. Need for Speed Heat, like I said, I've been playing this recently. Really underrated game. If you have an Xbox, it's on Game Pass. I really recommend it on Game Pass because it is really good. It has crossplay now as well, so that's cool. I have one more online trophy to get, so if I can get the online trophy, it makes it doable. Because the problem with these games is once you lose the online, it's difficult. But I think it's a doable platinum, and I am working towards that one at the moment. God of War 2018. One of those games everyone talks about as being a transcendent game. I really enjoyed it. I basically just did a playthrough of it. I didn't do too much collecting or side questing. I would like to go back to it, especially now it's got its PS5 up-res So I would say that this is a platinum I'm probably aiming to get this year. Right, next up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is the original PS3 game. This is the game I bought PS3 for. I did a playthrough, and I played some multiplayer. Would love to play it again, but it's actually quite an expensive game on PS3, so probably not. I'd probably just play the campaign remaster on PS4 at this point. Mortal Kombat, another game that got ruined by the PlayStation hack. Hilariously low platinum trophy. Finished the main campaign with my friend Damon over 2 days. I remember those 2 days just sat in our basement, in our basement room that we had in the house that we were renting at the time. I was renting at the time, sorry, and we just played it. I remember the final boss, and we were getting we wanted to snap the controller in half, but yeah, really great game, and this is really the revival of the series. Really great story mode. I recommend it to anyone that can play it. Next up is Days Gone. So sadly, we're not going to get Days Gone 2, which has been in the news recently. It's the PlayStation Plus game right now, so if you haven't played it, I recommend it. I hate zombie games, with a passion, and I finished and thoroughly enjoyed Days Gone last year, so I really recommend Days Gone. I think it's really massively underrated. It's actually a very doable platinum. The fact that I hate the zombies so much is probably what's stopping me from doing that, but it's one of those I couldn't rule out. Going for it, so... Crash Bandicoot Warped, as I talked about earlier with the other one, is an insane trilogy game. I want to get the platinum for this, and I will aim to do it. Order 1886. Really poor game, really, if I'm honest. If you can get it for under a tenner, it might be enjoyable for an afternoon, but I just found it boring as hell. I could probably go and do this platinum. It's just collectibles. I just don't know if I can be bothered. But that's the Order. It's one of those games, it's a very pretty game, but it's all style, no substance. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, one of the hit games from last year. It's a PS Plus game. My skill level is pretty much this. I can't see me getting too much more. I still can play it every now and then. I kind of hope there was, they do like an up-res PS5 version, sorry. Just to add more characters or whatever. Maybe like 200 player or something. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun game. 2010 FIFA World Cup. This is a time and place. So I used to love these weird mid football games that EA used to do, and they used to do for the Euros and the World Cup. They don't do them anymore, sadly. But I really enjoyed this one. I remember playing a lot, playing as all the smaller teams for the trophies. This is one of those games where I actually sat and looked at trophy lists. This would have been during my third year of uni, so I would have had the time. To just sit there and play games. Not a doable platinum ever, especially now in 2021. But yeah, it was a fun football game. Trivial Pursuit Live. Me and my girlfriend play this all the time. Yeah, there's no platinum, so whatever. Super Stardust Delta is a great Vita game. I can't believe it doesn't have a platinum. It's a shame. One of my favorite games. It's what inspired the game Anti-Flux, which me and my friend Pete put out on mobile 7 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. It must be 4 years ago. And yeah, it's really, really great. Twin stick shooter. Lego Star Wars is Lego Star Wars. SteamWorld Dig, as we talked about SteamWorld Heist, really great series. Really recommend this. No platinum, which is a shame. 2016 Ratchet and Clank. I've been toying with the idea of going back to this now that they've added the 60 frames per second mode on PS5, because I think it is a doable platinum. But we'll see. Again, it's really difficult for me to commit to replaying games, and I've got so many other games to play. But it's a good game. The PS3 version of Burnout Paradise. So this sucks for one reason, and then they didn't split the trophies. So all the trophies were in one list. So you have to do all the DLC trophies for the platinum, I believe, unless they patch that out afterwards. But I played it quite a lot, as you can see. Was going for the platinum back in the day. I don't think that's attainable for me now. Gran Turismo 5, great game. Literally the most disgusting platinum trophy ever. You have to play. There's a race I think that's 3 days long. It's 3 actual days long, and that's not doable. But yeah, back in the day, it's great. I'm actually looking forward to Gran Turismo 7 because I prefer this type of Gran Turismo game. But it's a good game. PlayStation also has Battle Royale, a really underrated game on the Vita. Not as good as Smash, obviously, but it's okay. Platinum is pretty much unattainable now, but it's okay. Marvel Spider-Man. This is the game I'm working on at the moment. So this looks worse than it is. I need 3 or 4 trophies for the base game to get the platinum, and then I need to play the DLC, which I haven't played before. This will be the next platinum. It's probably a week away. Really, really enjoying it. I'm starting to warm on it more than I was before, and I would recommend it to everyone who has a PS4 or a PS5. The original God of War 3, finished it back in the day. Really enjoyed it. Again, if I'm going to play it, I'll play the remaster. Here's Uno again. This is the PS3 version, which I played a lot. Again, if I'm going to play Uno, I will play Uno on the PS4. I think here it is. So it's the first platinum trophy on this list. And that's Rocket League. Really great game. It took me 4 months to platinum it, which is cool. I think it was PS Plus that I got it on, and I fell in love with this game like a lot of people did. And yeah, I just haven't played a lot of the DLC on PS4 because it was free on the Xbox version, but not on the PS4 version, I believe. So I just haven't added it on. But it's a really great game. If you haven't played Rocket League at this point, it's free to play. Go and do it. Crash 2. Curiously, this is the Crash that I'm closest to platinuming, which surprises me. Would like to do it, and we'll see what happens. Gravity Rush Remastered. Again, as I talked about earlier, I played the remaster version after playing the Vita version. Finished the remaster version. This is worse than it seems because of the DLC trophies. I think I need like 4 trophies for the platinum. Could do it. We'll see if I remember how to play the game. That's always the issue when you don't do it straight away. Dante's Inferno. Now, this is a good week. I'm playing this. This is basically store brand God of War, and it was a fun game. It was a weekend playthrough, and I really enjoyed it. Wouldn't go back to it obviously because it's a PS3 game, but yeah, it was good stuff. Penny Arcade Adventure. So this is 2 games, this one and the one above, that I don't think anyone else knows. But it was a turn-based RPG series of games from the guys at Penny Arcade, and it was stupid and it was silly. And there was a summer that I just sat and played them. I remember buying them in uni second year, I guess. And I remember just having a summer of just playing those games before I went back to uni. And they're fun. They're fun little games. No one's heard of them. I have them downloaded on my PS3 because they'll be lost forever if I don't. But yeah, good stuff. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, one of my games of last year. Really fantastic game. Obviously, we're getting Intergrand soon. I'm very curious of how trophies are going to work. If I can upload my save and get these trophies on that version, then I will go for the PS5 Platinum for sure. If not, I might go for the Platinum here. I need a hard mode playthrough, and I need to basically get the dresses. Which obviously the hard mode playthrough includes the extra bosses, but it's a doable Platinum for sure, and it's a fantastic game. Next up, one of my favourite games of all time, Persona 4 Golden, is the reason to have a Vita. If you don't have it on your Vita, you need to buy it now before the store sells. It's not expensive on the store, which is weird. It's expensive to get it physically, but it's not on the store. So a life-changing JRPG. I've talked about it many times on many shows. Highly recommend. The Platinum is another playthrough. I think I could get it, whether I want to or not. It's just that first playthrough just means so much. I don't know if I want to go back and do it. Quiplash is one of the games from Jackbox. It was a standalone version of it, so yeah, it's pretty fun. Again, I think I could get the rest of the trophies by just like telling my friends to come over or something, but it's no platinum, so there's no point. Infamous Second Son. This is the first game I played with my new console when I bought the PS4 in 2015. Loved it. This is a good side playthrough with all the collectibles. So what I would need to do is a hard mode playthrough as a bad guy, and I think I would have the platinum. That's one I might do because I really love the game. It's just whether it's an old game now, it's whether I can stomach it or if it's as good as I remember it being. But this is one that's doable platinum wise for sure. Streets of Rage 2 is a PlayStation Plus version of Streets of Rage. Love Streets of Rage. So yeah, great stuff. No platinum, so I wouldn't go back to it, but really recommend that if you haven't played Streets of Rage, you should. Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. So I actually bought this years ago, and I got like halfway through a playthrough. A couple of days ago, I discovered that there's a debug mode. You can get like a lot of the trophies. So I actually ended up cheating basically to get all the trophies bar like 3 trophies or whatever, like 6. So 6 trophies including the platinum. So 5 trophies actually to finish the game basically. So I might get that platinum, but the reason I stopped with it is because it shows its age, like really does. I think Jak 2 and 3 you can use the debug mode to just get the platinum. So if I want to just be cheap, I can probably realistically get those platinums. So I know that's not a fancy, nice way to say, but we'll soon see. I'm not afraid to do a bit of dirt. The Wolf Among Us on Vita. So I've actually completed this game on other platforms before. I need to do, so on the Vita version in every version of the game you have to replay certain chapters to do different choices, and that's all I'd need to do. I actually don't have the save anymore, which is annoying, so I'd have to replay the game. My girlfriend actually imported an American version of this on Vita physically because you can't buy it physically in Europe, so I could do this quite easily. That's just a day. Dirt 2. This is one of my favorite racing games of all time. I'm missing online trophies. I don't know I'll be able to get them anymore, But a really great game. I really loved it. Played at uni. This is one of those games we used to play every night. This is one of the games from Game Station. We'd go and get them. Great stuff. One I did platinum is Dirt 5. It's the game I platinumed this year. Love it. One of the most underrated racing games of every generation, but particularly already this generation. Like, people don't talk about this game as much as they should. I haven't got the DLC, so I'm now missing the DLC trophies. I will definitely platinum it on PS5 at some point this year. It took me a week and 6 days. It included me having to rubber band a controller down to do the 1,000 miles trophy. But again, I will do it all over again. Next up is Raji, an Ancient Epic, which is a really cool indie game. It's kind of set on like Indian culture, and it's really cool and really like fun and interesting. Its only problem is the trophy list is trash. It is 21 bronze trophies, of which I got 17 for finishing the game, basically. So I've got no incentive to go back to complete it because there's no platinum. If they had better trophies, this is what I would recommend to everyone. I know that's a really stupid thing to say, but let's be honest, this is why you've clicked on this video. Mass Effect 2. Oh man, one of my favourite games of all time. We're getting some good stuff now. I am 8, so not including the platinum, 8 trophies away, including the DLC from 100%ing it. I have a PS3 and I have the PS3 copy with all the DLC downloaded. I might just do it because I was toying with the idea of picking up this remaster that's coming out for PS4, and I was like, it doesn't look that different, to be honest with you. I own the games on PS3, so I might do a playthrough. I think what I need to do is I need to do a hardcore mode. Insanity, do an Insanity playthrough. The only problem might be that I don't have to save, so I have to play through it twice, which might be the issue. But I need an Insanity save, I need a different romance option, and I think I need to be like full Renegade. I think that's all I really need to do, and the rest will just come naturally from playing that way. So it's very doable, and I would like to do it. Next up is another platinum, and that is Horizon Zero Dawn. One of the best games on PS4. It took me 2.5 years, like 2 years and 3 months to complete, which is mad to me. So this is actually one of those games that I finished right at the start of lockdown last year. I just sat there, and it was the challenge mode, really. Like, I'd beaten the game well earlier than that, but it was doing the challenge mode and doing the collectibles. I just sat there for a week and I did it, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for the sequel. The only trophies I'm missing are some of the Frozen Wilds trophies. Not too many, to be honest. I could probably go back and do them, but I think I'm at peace with what I've done on that game so far. Next one is FIFA 15 on the Vita. So this platinum would be way easier, but there's some glitch trophies. I think you got to play on every stadium, and there's like a career mode trophy that is glitched. It's like 0.2% people have got it. So that's why I don't have it. I may try one more time, but it's not a particularly fun game to play anymore. But at the time, I played it a hell of a lot. To get these amount of trophies, I played that game a hell of a lot. So, good stuff. Undertale, pretty easy platinum, an okay game. I don't get it. Like, people love it, and I'm like, oh, it's interesting and it's witty, but I didn't think it was that great. It took me 3 days, or basically 4 days to complete. It's on Game Pass, so if you want to try it, recommend it there. If you want to get it on PlayStation, it's not expensive. So, Little Adventure on the Prairie. So this is the first trash game. So when me and Chris were really deep into Pod of War, we started playing all 4 games for trophies. This is one of the worst. It's a 40-minute platinum. It's not worth it. It's not worth it to say that you've played it. It's a literal waste of time. So next up is, and this is all platinums now, I think. So Batman, the Telltale series. This is Telltale Batman. I did it last year. It's actually pretty fun. I need to do the sequel, which I own because of because of PS Plus. So that'll be another platinum for sure. Jack and Jill DX. So like I said, me and Chris used to do this. I bought a load of them up and just never did them, and then I just went and knocked them out at the end of last year. Yeah, what can I say? They're scummy platinums. So yeah, they are. But it takes 10 minutes, whatever. Severed. So Severed is a game from Drinkbox, who did Guacamelee, Mutant Bob's Attack. It's one of the Vita games. I think if you have a Vita, you need to buy it. It's one of those that is really only for PlayStation. It's only really playable on Vita. So when that store goes, it's going to be lost, and it's too good to be lost. Got the platinum. Took me 2 years and 3 months. There's a very hard trophy where you have to kill this ridiculous. It's not even a boss fight. It's just this ridiculously difficult encounter that you have to be super quick at. It's like a touchscreen game. and it's so good. Really proud of that platinum. Chris doesn't have it, and I like to remind him of that. So it's good stuff. Lara Croft Go, really cool, like puzzle game almost. Really easy platinum because you can just follow a guide, but it's a pretty fun game. It was a mobile game for a while. I would recommend it for PS4 if you haven't played it. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Recuvidus. This is Sly Cooper 1. I finished the game, got the platinum. Love it. As you can see here, I love 3D platformers, and this is one of the best. Spyro the Dragon 1. Again, it's a 3D platformer. This is the remastered version. I've only played the first one, so I will go back and do 2 and 3 at some point. But yeah, got everything, 100% completed it. Loved it. Burly Men at Sea. Now, this was a PS Plus game. It's very indie. It's like an indie walking sim. You have to beat the game like 15 times for the platinum. But I did it. It took me a day and 2 hours, one evening, watching films on my Vita. So it's okay. Persona 4 Dancing All Night on the Vita. So the Vita version specifically is actually quite time consuming to get the platinum because you need to buy all the like items in the store. Really enjoyed it. I played this obviously after I finished Persona 4 Golden, wanted some more of the characters, and this has a story mode, this version, so it was just a cool way to sort of reconnect with those characters and listen to the banging soundtrack. But yeah, I don't regret it. I have the collector's edition of this game. Love it to bits. Super Destronaut, Chickens on the Road, and Slide are all crappy. Easiest platinum, like 12 seconds for the platinum. Like, I'm a joke, and I'm ashamed of myself, but hey ho. I'm getting all this out of my system because I'm not doing this from this point on. That's why I've had these on my account for like years. So I wanted to get them all out of the way before I did this video. That's why a lot of them are recent. And yeah, so we'll explain that at the end of the video. The one in between there is Full Blast. I actually reviewed this for Nintendo, and I got a code for it. Really enjoyed it. Again, it's an easy platinum. It's actually quite a fun game, but there we go. My Name is Mayo, and My Name is Mayo 2. Easy ass platinums, but actually pretty funny. My Name is Mayo 2. I reckon it's like £2. I recommend it. It's actually a pretty funny game. Easy platinum. Obviously, that's why everyone would play it. But it knows, it's self-aware. It knows what it's doing. But it's a really funny game. Tales of the Borderlands, which was like my first platinum, I think. Yes. Probably it's my favorite Borderlands game. It's probably my favorite Tales game. Telltale game. Sorry. Definitely not a Tales game, but it's my favorite Telltale game. And if you're going to play a Telltale game, it's the one I recommend. It's very funny. And that takes us all the way up to Astro's Playroom, my first platinum on PS5. This game is incredible. Like, it is such a nostalgic trip. It's like such a high quality 3D platformer as well. And if you have PS5, I really recommend going for the platinum. It's not too difficult. I had the 100% as well because I did the free. I actually did the speedrun trophies. So yeah, it's one of those games I really highly recommend. So if we go back to last played, you can see what I've been playing recently. So this is kind of the order of business for this, and the reason I did this video. So this is, like I said, is a moment in time. So I want to come back to this in December, because this video is like an hour long, hour and 15 at the minute, and the next video won't need to be because I'll just carry on from sort of like here onwards. But yeah, I want to do better because I don't think 28.8% completion is good enough for the amount of games that I play and how much I love games. And obviously, as I've said on the podcast, I'm having a lot of expensive teeth work done soon, and so I kind of want to I've taken this point like, right, I'm going to play my backlog. I've got so many games. I've got games that aren't on this list I haven't actually got trophies for. You know what I mean? So like, I want to get through those games. There's stuff like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War, and what else we got there? We got The Division 2, we got South Park Fractured But Whole, and all these type of games that that I own on PS4 and PS5. Cyberpunk. You know what I mean? I want to play these games and get trophies. So what I'm aiming to do, and I want you guys to hold me to this and remind me of it in December when I do the follow-up to this video. And I might even get Craig and Pengy on to talk with it, because it's much easier to talk with other people than it is to talk to yourself for an hour. I want to aim for 40 to 50% completion. That is a tall ask, but that's what I aim for. 40 to 50% completion. And I want, platinums. I like the taste of the platinum, but I don't want to say 50 platinums and then I go and get like 10 easy platinums. So I want to improve the platinums, that's what we'll say. But I think this metric here is the most important metric. I want to get this up. I want to complete more of my games. So I want to aim for like 40%. So there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a very different video. It's a very self-indulgent video. But if you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I would love to do this with Craig and his Xbox account. I would love to do this with Pengy, but we'd need like 3 hours. But I'd love to do it if people want to watch those videos. So again, thank you for watching this ridiculous. If you've got to this point, put in the comment. Please comment if you've got to this point. Okay, but say thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the normal episode of Pod of War very soon.